everybody. We're giving ourselves a nice casual, we're not going to get into deep things mission this week, and we're going to dig into one of Marley's favorite obsessions, which is Am I the Arsehole? Where people put their stories on the internet, on Reddit, and ask people to judge them.
And I am aware of I am the asshole, but I don't spend a lot of time reading it. So this will be very fresh for me.
I spend a lot of time while I'm working listening to YouTubers read, like, Am I the Arsehole? Oh no, consequences. Found Satan. Subreddits that are quite funny are confidently incorrect. That's where today's word came from, which is arrogant, which is when you're absolutely confident about something that you were absolutely incorrect about.
I have been there, but
Mhm.
also I find that I'm on the receiving end of that far more than the giving in.
Yep. And Marley's in a reasonably good mood this weekend.
Yay, good mood.
Good mood. Yay. I've just forgiven myself a lot of things this weekend, lost a lot of it into Diablo 4 and just gone, who cares?
Sometimes you just have to surrender to the dysfunction
Yep.
or stop fighting it.
Yep. I mean, I surrendered to it an awful lot, but I don't forgive myself for it. This weekend, I'm like, no, it's my weekend. I'm just going to play fucking computer games.
Excellent.
All right, so I have gone and found a handful of stories from the top rated from the last month from r/ Am I the Arsehole? And I'm going to let AJ have dealer's choice on what she would like the story to be first. So I have two that have been deemed by Reddit to be the arsehole, two that have been deemed to be not the arsehole, and one that is everybody sucks. So which grab bag would you like to go to first? Now, we may not agree with that. Our judgment may be
Yeah,
different, but this is what
that's true.
Reddit deemed them.
Yeah, let's do one of the not the asshole ones.
Okay, all right. So let's start with this one. Am I the arsehole for telling my neighbor that people hate her for the construction work being done on her house?
Okay, are we reading out the entire
Yep.
story? I, 23-year-old female, have a neighbor who's been at their house for just over a year. For 7 months out of that year, they've had basically nonstop construction and work being done to their house. I have no idea what they could possibly be doing. The construction is Monday through Saturday, starting at 8 a.m., sometimes even earlier. Not only is the construction itself loud, but the workers are loud. They're always yelling, singing, playing music. If you ask them to be quieter because it's 8 a.m. on a Saturday, they retaliate and get louder. That's pretty assholey.
Yep.
They throw stuff into people's gardens and physically enter those gardens to retrieve whatever they threw down. Their vans block the roads when people are trying to get to work, school, and they get really pissy when asked to move them. Additionally, because our houses are attached, I'm having physical symptoms to the work being done, vibrations from the tools giving me horrific migraines, etc. I genuinely do not know what they could be doing that requires 7 months of continuous work. It's not an extension, and all the work seems to be exterior. A few days ago, the neighbor asks me why there is so much tension between her and the surrounding houses. Maybe I'm cruel, but I looked at her and said, "Neighbor, you've had loud construction work at your house every day for the past 7 months. People are tired." She looked genuinely upset, but said okay. Her husband confronted me a few days ago and said I was being a douchebag for getting mad at construction work because, of course, that shit is loud. He accused me of blaming his wife for the workers' behavior, which I wasn't, and said the house needs this work to be livable. He ended the conversation by saying he prays my house never needs construction work, which I honestly found kind of funny. Am I the asshole for telling my neighbor why there's tension between her and her husband and the surrounding families? And there's an edit, I'll just throw that in. People have made complaints and gone to the local council. We were basically told that as long as the noise is between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. and 8 a.m. 1 p.m., I assume that's for the
I
Saturdays.
assume, yeah.
Yeah, we can't make a complaint. Neighbors do have permits as well.
Okay. I mean, I don't think they're the asshole because the neighbor asked why there seems to be tension.
Yeah, they kind of opened themselves up, and it wasn't like they were saying you're a terrible person for doing this, but
Yeah.
surely you must realize that the noise and the construction work is going to get on people's nerves, especially if it's been going for over 6 months. Like,
Yeah.
how much in a bubble are you?
I mean, if she's being honest about what she said too, I don't think she was particularly cruel either. She was asked why there's tension, and she said, "Look, there's been loud construction noise for 7 months, and we're tired."
Yeah. I will disclose, like, I've been on both sides of this situation. I've had noisy construction work next to me and gotten annoyed by it, and we renovated our house and it took, I think, 9 months. And yeah, even accidentally caused some damage to our neighbors that had the adjoining wall with us. I think they said 2 tiles fell off their wall in their bathroom. But like, they had a good heads up of what we were doing because they had to, because we had to put in a development application and
Mm,
everything. And so we were really open about what we were doing and gave them a big heads up of why this was happening.
yeah.
We were extending our house and, doing a lot of major renovation.
I'm a bit confused by, like, this person is like, they genuinely do not know what they could be doing that requires 7 months of continuous work, but it seems it's not an extension, and the work all seems to be exterior. How are they confused then? If it's all exterior, surely they can see what's happening.
Yeah, I find that a little weird. Or like, why
And
don't you
it's an
just
attached
ask?
house,
If
she said.
neighbors actually talk to you, why don't you just say, "Hey,
What's the
what's going
timeline?
on? What are you
Yeah.
working on?" Like,
I,
that
I
does seem weird.
do you think that maybe the neighbors are a little bit the arsehole here, though? If because like the workers that they've got, yeah, okay, they're loud. Construction work is loud, fine, whatever. But they're saying that if they ask them if they can keep it down on the Saturdays, they retaliate by getting louder. So I feel like it's their responsibility, and because it's their workers, they're the people
Yeah,
who brought them in to
I
address
I
that.
definitely, as someone who's had a renovation, like, if our builders were being like that to our neighbors,
Mm,
I would be really upset and I'd be having words like, "I'm paying you money and you're basically damaging my reputation with my neighbors. Can you
yeah,
please stop it? Otherwise,
yeah.
piss off."
And this throwing stuff into people's gardens and then physically entering the gardens to
Yeah,
retrieve
that's
what they
just
threw
not
down. That's
cool.
not cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a fairly similar situation at one of our previous places where the house next door to us was knocked down, and then they built a big house there, like one of those little mini McMansion things.
Yeah.
And like it was months of them starting smack on 8 o'clock when they're allowed to start making noise, and I was so over it by the end of it. But when they demolished the old house, for a start, I think hoarders had been living there. We ended up with like mites all through the house. It looked like we had chicken pox from being bitten all the time. There
Yeah.
wasn't much we could do, and that was fine. Whatever, you get over that. And then, like, we had shrapnel and debris and everything falling into the yard constantly, but they didn't come and pick it up. We had to clean it up.
Yeah, that's basically littering on someone else's
Yeah,
property, and you
but
should be expected to clean up.
the worst one, and it's a funny family story now, but it wasn't at the time. So the weekend of Daniel's 18th birthday party, right? I was having a nap before people came over. Beth was doing the finishing, trying to do the finishing touches for the birthday cake and everything, and Daniel was just lounging around or whatever the hell Daniel was doing.
Well, it was his party, so
Yeah, yeah,
probably
basically.
nothing.
And then suddenly power gone. And we walked out. They had reversed the tip truck out with the bed up and taken out the power line.
Oh my god.
And
No.
people all up and down the street, we were coming out, and he was still just carrying on. He didn't stop the truck, he didn't get out until he just
That's
looked around
crazy.
and saw us pulling phones out because now there's wires down on the road and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Then
super
he gets
dangerous.
out and pulls his phone out. And like, so we had the street blocked off because there was live wires or something
Yeah.
down. We couldn't get out to do anything. Beth now had to try and make buttercream by hand without any
God, that sounds
glass.
like a nightmare.
She still pulled it out. Top, top, top work. Brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so annoying. The fact that he wasn't even going to stop. Like, he had to have felt the resistance, surely. Or there must have been some sort of vibration through the
They
truck
must have
when the
been
wire
completely
snapped or
oblivious to
something.
something. That's so
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah.
So yeah, it just casually takes the power out to the whole street. Wait, okay. So
Whoopsie doodle.
yeah. So, but yeah, he put the bed down and like got his phone out. We'd already taken photos of the whole situation. So I get where she's coming from. Like, it can be quite inconvenient, but at the same time, like, people are going to renovate their places. So
Yeah, and
there needs to be give and take on this.
if you live in a place with neighbors, they're almost certainly going to make noise at some point
Hmm.
that you don't like, and you just have to learn, like, that's definitely something that we accept because we live in a very urban area. It's noisy all the time, and you just have to adapt to that. But consider your neighbors. Like, try not to be noisy. If you know you're going to be noisy, at least give them a heads up of what's going on so they can,
Yeah.
you know, adapt.
Yeah. I agree with Reddit in this case. The
Yeah, me
AP is
too.
not the
I
arsehole.
totally
I
don't think that.
think the neighbors are just a smidge, maybe not arseholey, but maybe just oblivious when they should
Yeah,
be.
the sentence, she looked genuinely upset, but said, Where have you been the last
Yeah.
7 months?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you not think that, like, or have you not noticed how dicky your builders are?
Yeah.
And again, that's on you because you hired them.
And it also goes right back to the whole they bought their house just over a year ago, and the construction's been going for 7 months of that. So they hadn't built up enough goodwill with the
No.
neighbors.
Nope.
So I think the husband's probably
The
definitely,
husband sounds like definitely the asshole
yeah,
in this one. He
he's
seems like a
just a,
dickhead. Because he wasn't even there for the conversation, and then
yeah,
he gets all aggro at the person who's
yeah.
hosting.
Well, yeah, and like seriously, it's like, yeah, of course that shit is there. Yes, of course it is, but your neighbors didn't sign up for that and they're
Yeah.
tired. So it is going to make things a little tense.
Yeah,
So
and then
you need some self
it's
awareness,
still
man.
gonna be irritating if it's been 7 months.
Yeah, yeah. So just a little self awareness, my dude. Mm, You
Yeah,
know,
you can
people will get over it, but for now, they're tired and they're cranky.
if you're gonna have a big noisy building project, bake a few batches of brownies and pass them around and say, "I know it's noisy, I'm really sorry, we'll be done by dot 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 date," or things like
Yeah,
that.
like there's definitely things you can do to make people a lot more tolerant to it
Yes.
and not look at you like you're the world's biggest disconnect. But yeah, you've done none of them. And then you've made it worse by confronting this person for saying, "You blamed my wife." She didn't blame your wife. She answered the question, why are things feel tense? People turn cranky. I love my son. That doesn't mean that I didn't get cranky and tense with him when he kept me up when he was young.
Yep.
Okay? So they may
Oh, yeah.
they may still think that you're potentially going to be the best neighbors they've ever had, but right now you're the child they love that's crying in the middle of the night and keeping them awake. So anyway, not the
Alright,
asshole.
let's go on to the next one.
Next story. Am I the asshole for wanting to show up to my daughter's secret proposal while uninvited by her fiance?
Just going off of that, I'm already gonna say yes. I don't even need to know the details, but go ahead and read it. Go ahead and read
All
it.
right. Yep. Let's try and withhold judgment, not judge the story by its title.
Sure, I'll
Okay.
I'll I'll give him a chance. Set the context.
So my daughter and her boyfriend have been in a relationship for 2.5 years, and her boyfriend asked me for his blessing last week to marry my daughter. Ooh, old fashioned. We don't like
Very
this.
old-fashioned.
He recently called me on the phone and indirectly asked me if I could please not show up for their proposal. How would she know where it is anyway? Okay.
Maybe he said.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
know.
I am
One
conf-
must assume.
yeah. I am conflicted on deciding whether or not to show up to their proposal. I'm a single mother to her, as her father died when she was 2 years old, not when I was 2 years old. No.
That would
So
be weird.
yeah. So I have been a widowed parent to her for 21 years and a parent in general to her for 23 years. I feel that being a single parent holds more of an impact when it comes to my presence at her proposal because if I don't show up, no parent of hers will. Is that a normal thing? Anyway,
I don't know.
I
That
can't.
seems weird.
It seems weird to me. I can't discuss this decision with my daughter yet because it would spoil the surprise of her engagement. I know that she would want me to be there for her proposal, but I know it's her fiance's proposal as well, and I don't want to disrespect his wishes. I don't know if it would be wrong of me to show up for my daughter's proposal, even though I'm technically uninvited. I feel that I should show up for my daughter because I am an important person to her, and this is a once in a lifetime kind of event, but I don't know if it's a selfish decision of me to show up uninvited.
This feels very like I need to insert myself in every aspect of my child's life because I'm a single parent and I'm not used to letting them just be an independent
I,
person and having their own life and experiences.
I have let my daughter be my whole identity,
Yep.
and I don't know when to disconnect.
Yeah. And I'm highly skeptical of I know that she would want me to be
Yeah,
there is actually validated fact.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that
I feels very much like this person is just assuming that she knows this.
so
And
I feel like there must be some missing context here because like if he's planning to do it in some sort of quasi public way or with an audience or something, there may be some justification here. But he's just going to propose to her. What's she going to hide in the bushes and jump out and scream surprise when he does it? Like I don't.
I feel like that it kind of doesn't actually matter because it's not her marriage. It's not her potential marriage. It's not her relationship
Yeah.
and her potential future son-in-law because this assumes that her daughter is going to just say yes and that is
Mm,
also a thing. It's like, well, are you really sure? But yeah, I don't know. I just feel
okay.
like
What's this?
stay out of it. You were asked to stay out of it, respect their wishes.
Okay. So
It's just and also this is just my personal take on it, but I am not a traditionalist when it comes to proposals and weddings and all of that sort of thing. Like and I feel like too much is put into following those traditions. Like there's so much societal expectation that the man gets down on one knee and he has a giant diamond ring. And
yeah,
like none of that stuff is appealing to me
yeah.
personally. If it is to you, more power to you. That's cool. You do you. But there's an expectation that that is what every woman wants and is very heteronormative and bullshit. And I don't like that.
I also hate the growing expectation that every woman wants it to be a public spectacle with an
Yeah,
audience.
I would
I would
feel
hate that.
extremely uncomfortable with anything like that. I
I
probably
would
would
I would
feel
like something
weirded
with
out.
some thought put into it, but
Yeah.
something that's meaningful to us. And I
I think I would
don't
feel
want an
weirded out
audience.
having my parents there. I feel like that would be like them intruding on a private romantic moment,
Yeah,
potentially. Like, they don't need to be there for that.
suppose that's it, isn't it? I mean, it's different
Yeah.
for every person, I guess. Some people like grand
Yeah.
gestures. I would like something like this to be an intimate moment between us. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Totally.
while I will admit that some of the traditional trappings, like the whole talking to my father, not asking his permission because I'm not medieval, but like asking, his blessing in whether, you know,
Asking for a blessing is fine. Like,
yeah,
you showing some respect to you. This is my intent. And I'd like to join your family and
yeah,
I'd like to buy in. Do you like me? Do you accept me as a
yeah,
potential part of your family?
yeah,
Like, that's a nice gesture, but it's not like permission.
yeah. But like, I
That's
feel like
different.
if they've gotten to the point where they're close enough and like, together enough that he wants to propose, I feel like he probably knows her wishes in this better than Mummy Dearest does. So
Yeah. And also, it's just kind of creepy and weird.
like, this kind of sounds like a just no mother-in-law origin story, to be honest. It's like my entire life is my daughter. Her fiance is cutting me out of her life. How do I let her know that he is abusive?
This is a once and a in a lifetime kind of event is like, well,
Yeah, for them,
yeah, you hope so.
but for them,
Yeah, but it's for them.
it's a milestone
You
in
don't get
their
to be there at all.
relationship. You don't
Like,
actually have a
I
part
really
here.
I really feel like this woman just been widowed for over 20 years. Honey, go find a boyfriend. Get your own relationship.
Boyfriend,
Seriously.
an actual friend, a hobby.
Or a girlfriend,
I
something
feel
something
like
outside of your daughter's
yeah,
life.
I feel like this is one of those parents that have like the divorce or the widowing happened, and they turn their child into their emotional support animal,
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
best friend, and they have no one outside them. So now they're
Definitely.
freaking out that they're getting cut out of important things because now they're
Yeah.
an adult for important things that you don't have any part of.
Yeah, it
So,
definitely seems like a very plausible scenario of like, it was just the two of them against the world, and somebody is having problems like forging their own identity.
yeah,
Yeah,
I,
anyway.
I, I think we agree. This person is the asshole.
Yeah,
Sorry,
definitely.
they would be the asshole if they showed up. If you
Yeah,
don't show up, you're not the asshole. So just don't do it,
yeah.
love.
Yeah, you're not being an asshole for wanting to, but you
Yeah,
should really
yeah,
think
yeah.
about your life choices and not do it.
Your feelings are yours, but you you're not being good to yourself or your daughter or your daughter's partner if you do this. So it's time to do some self reflection and go, why is this so important to me? What is missing from my life that I need to insert myself into my child's adult achievements and intimate moments and
Yes,
find something else.
definitely.
Look at us dispensing wisdom and not just judgment.
There we go. Also, 23 and getting married. Wow.
Jerk. How dare people be happy and in love?
I just think that's very young to be fully committing to a relationship. All right. Am I the asshole for making my coworker cry because I mocked her nose job? Oof. I mean, maybe everyone sucks, but just going off of that bit of information is pretty, whoa,
Mm,
yikes.
yeah, I
Okay.
wonder what she's doing and that they've judged everyone sides the
Yeah, let's find out more. All right. As a woman working long term in Korea, I assume they're not Korean then, or they were
makes it
born
sound. Mm.
outside of Korea if they're Korean ethnicity. I'm working long term in Korea and got hired for a company that consisted of only Koreans. There's this one particular coworker that was really nice to me until I showed her a picture of my boyfriend one day who's also Korean. From that day onward, she low key started being a bit snarky towards me. I find that a little bit sus, but okay, maybe that's true. At first, she would comment on the type of food I would eat, like, wow, you're eating all of that? That's a lot of calories. Okay, that's snarky. But as time went on, the comments got nastier and nastier. There was this one time when she asked me if my great grandparents were Nazis. I'm German American. But
Well,
at
we
the
got finally got her species.
great grandparents were Nazis. There weren't Nazis before 1930 something, so obviously somebody doesn't do history here. But at the time, I didn't realize she was being passive aggressive and thought she genuinely was concerned about my health and curious about my family history. I only started to realize the shade when she started commenting on my relationship with my boyfriend, talking about how she didn't like how there were so many white girls dating Korean guys nowadays,
There it
and
is.
basically, the typical racist ethnic homogeneity is good crap. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, don't be racist. At this point, I was just fed up with her and started ignoring her and refusing to look in her general direction. But recently, there was this one incident where she started talking shit about my looks. And in a fit of anger, I told her that at least I didn't need an obvious and terrible nose job to look decent.
Oh,
Yikes, spicy. But I said this way too loudly, and basically everyone on the floor heard my comment.
it's way too loud. The entire floor heard it.
Yeah,
Well, how
that's,
small is your office?
yeah, I don't know. Because everyone was staring in our direction, she started tearing up and crying. To be honest, I knew she was insecure about her nose because since it was a secret that she told me before the beef, how she regretted the surgery because it didn't turn out the way she hoped. But because I was so angry and she was dissing my looks, I blurted it out. I told my boyfriend about this and he said that I was in the right, but the general consensus among my other coworkers was that I shouldn't have said that personal secret out loud and instead talked with her privately. Am I the asshole? Kind of, yeah. I mean, I agree. I think I am landing right in
Getting
the assessment.
some. I'm getting some red flags here.
Yeah.
Like something smells wrong.
Okay.
So apparently they were close enough that this girl told her a secret that she's kept from everyone else because, it's highly personal.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it didn't take much to flip and her to become like the villain in the story and, making snarky comments because of who her boyfriend is. For me to share something that deeply personal that I keep secret about myself, our relationship would have gotten to the point that I knew who your boyfriend was before then. Like something just smells wrong. Like there seems to be some missing. If this story is true, this feels like there's missing reasons, missing context. Something she didn't just flip because she saw a picture of your boyfriend one day.
That could be very true. Like, I mean, maybe it's just a coincidence and something else triggered it. And also, she had nasty racist comments about, stealing the Korean men and stuff like that. To me, this just feels like everyone involved is super shallow and immature, basically.
If this story is true, everyone sucks here. Like
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah,
sucks
I
here.
definitely agree with everyone sucks. Um, just
Yeah, I,
reading.
I just like
Yeah.
I just feel like either there's missing something to this story or it's not true.
Yeah, I do. I totally agree with you. It's well spotted that like I'm not gonna open up and tell someone about my secret nose job that I was disappointed in and not know them well enough to know that their boyfriend is they're in an interracial relationship.
I also think it's a little bit strange that her Korean boyfriend says that she's in the right. Don't Koreans, like, especially in Korea, have the same sort of culture as like Chinese and Japanese where, polite and respect and all of that jazz? So, or does
Yeah,
he
but
say,
I think
you're
he's
in the white because you're a white girl and we expect you to be a good brass and
nah,
vulgar?
I think that he's just defending his romantic partner.
Maybe.
Just closing up ranks around his girlfriend and telling her what she wants to hear at least of like, oh
And,
no, no, it's fine. She was being a bitch, that kind of thing.
and
I don't know.
secretly hoping that she doesn't use the personal insecurities and secrets he has against him when she's angry at him.
Yeah,
Yeah, everyone here sucks.
everyone here sucks. Like I get it. I kind of get. I've said stupid stuff when I felt defensive, but
Yeah.
that didn't make me not an asshole when I did it. So
Yeah, and I don't think I'm invested enough in this particular story to go into the
yeah,
comments
it
and
was
see if there's
a
more
little
info.
less juicy than I thought it was gonna be, but that's okay.
Yeah, it definitely it reads more like it feels like someone made this story into a grown-up situation, but this actually happened in a classroom and
It
these
does feel very
girls are
high school to
16.
me. Yeah, it feels very high school to me.
So, yeah. Alright, we agree with Reddit. Everyone
Okay.
sucks here. Grow the fuck up. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter my son's relationships aren't her business? Okay, I have an 18-year-old daughter and a 15-year-old son. Oh, good. Mature. My son had been dating Lisa for about a month and a half. He broke up with her last weekend. Lisa is the younger sister of basically my daughter's closest friend.
Alarm bells.
Yeah, abort, abort. Admittedly, my son did kind of break up with her for no reason.
But he's 15, so
Yeah,
he doesn't need
basically,
to read.
we're 15. I saw someone pretty, like, I have a new hobby, or I am 15. I'm a dick. He said because he wasn't really feeling it. That is a reason. Like, you're allowed to break
Is
up
it?
with someone for any reason or no reason. Just not feeling it is a legitimate reason.
It is. Yeah.
Anyway, and he broke up with her over text, sent one message, and blocked her. That's less cool.
Blocking someone after breaking up with them over text is not okay. That's coward. That's a coward's way out.
Yeah. I mean, there have to be some pretty particular background there for you to do that shit. So,
Mm.
say you found a safe house from your abusive partner, you sent them one text saying,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
out, why? And block them. This,
They are extenuating circumstances. Normal 15-year-olds who are breaking up should not break up like that.
yeah. Which is fine, I suppose. No, it's not, my dude. But Leah has been pretty upset about it, according to my daughter. No shit, she's a 16-year-old girl with emotions.
Wait, is it Lisa or Leah? I'm really confused.
Yeah. When they make up stories so that they cover things up, they
You could have
sometimes
used
fuck the
the
names
same
up.
fake name.
Okay, we're going to go back to the old fake name there. But Lisa has been pretty upset about it, according to my daughter. Because of that, my daughter has been pretty hostile towards my son lately. She won't drive him to school or basically speak to him at home because she thinks he was being an asshole. I've talked about it with the both of them. I told my son that he can't be doing things like that, and my daughter that she doesn't have to drive him to school, but she does have to be cordial, and that she should probably keep her nose out of her brother's relationships. My daughter got upset at me for what I said to her because she thinks I'm agreeing by saying that, when in all honesty, I'm leaving this up to them to figure out. But my daughter was pretty upset with me for what I said to her, and my wife too, possibly. Am I my guy? This was a great learning opportunity for you to actually, to talk to your son about how to do these
Not
things
being a
right
jerk.
and
Yeah.
not being a dick. A conversation where it's like, no, you don't have to stay in a relationship with someone that you're not feeling it with, but you don't go, you're dumps, lol, and block them.
Mhm.
Some empathy and compassion. So, there was that. This whole I'm leaving this up to them to figure out. These are both your children. You're supposed to help guide them in this.
Yeah, and only one of them is just barely an legal adult as
Yeah,
well.
they're both got hormones and puberty and crazy stuff going.
Yeah.
This isn't Thunderdome. You don't go, oh, they've made it to 13 and figure life out themselves. You're supposed to keep guiding them. Give your son some lessons in empathy, morality, and compassion, and your daughter some lessons in staying out of other people's business. I do agree that she should keep her nose out of. It doesn't matter that the ex girlfriend is the little sister of her best friend. She's allowed to not like her brother for his behavior, but
Yeah.
yeah, she can't be punishing him for breaking up with someone either, because otherwise he'll just think, the next time he is interested in someone, it doesn't work out, and she might be closer, so he has to stay in it.
Yeah.
So there's education to happen all around here, but these two are, they're young. One's a teen and one's a just turned adult. Not really, but legally, yes. They need some guidance.
Yeah. But I also kind of feel like
I
it
don't think
doesn't.
he's an asshole, though. I think
I don't
he's
think he's an asshole. I don't think, though, that his daughter is being, I mean, she's giving him the silent treatment, but
she's
I don't
acting
know, that's
immature,
not
but
really,
I'm
well,
getting the
no, but that's not really that aggro, right? She won't drive him to school. Oh, well, she won't speak to him. Well, when you're angry with someone, though, like,
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I'm almost tempted to say everyone's the asshole in this, except for Lisa. She obviously didn't do anything wrong there.
I don't really want to say, I I agree that blocking someone over text and blocking them, if they were like an adult or, closer to 18, 19, had a little bit of experience with dating, and they'd be an asshole. But a 15-year-old, this is probably his like first girlfriend or first going steady or something. Doesn't really know how to do with his emotions. He
Yeah.
needs some guidance and he's not getting
Oh,
it.
definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean,
So I don't think he's an asshole. I think he's immature and
oh, I
rudderless
think he,
because nobody's helping him.
I think he can be an asshole without intending to be or knowing better.
I guess so. I just like in my head, an asshole is someone who's like more deliberate.
Intentionally,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think he was like immaturely and inconsiderately dismissive of
Well,
her feelings
he
and lacking compassion.
I
But
do feel like he chose the coward's way out, right? Like he didn't want
yeah.
conflict, and so it wasn't like he was without agency there, and he had to kind of pretty much intentionally think it through to send her. Like if he had just
Well,
broke up with
that's
her
true.
over text, that's
That's true.
one thing, right? But he blocked her.
Yeah.
That smells a little bit more intentional to me than, oh, I
It
just didn't
just
know
wasn't
better.
feeling it. Yeah, yeah, you're right. The blocking is a little bit more
The
than just wasn't
blocking
feeling
takes it
it.
up a notch, right?
Unless wasn't really feeling it, is actually like trying to cover up for the fact that she was too clingy and he thought she was going to like bombard him.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of potential context missing here, but
But like if you want to go that route and say, okay, it wasn't intentional and it was immature, but he's still acting like an asshole here, then the daughter is definitely an asshole as well, because she
yeah.
if he father wasn't talking to her about it, she had an opportunity to trap him in a car on the drive to school and talk about,
Yeah.
hey, that wasn't really cool. Was there,
Yeah.
yeah, she could have dug into it a bit more. Why did you block? Or was there something else going on that I don't know?
I do feel it's like
Nobody's really
I
talking.
wouldn't even say she's been hostile. She's being a bit pass-ag.
Yeah,
Like basically just going, "Well, I'm not going to talk to you at all or interact with you or do anything for you."
yeah.
Um I definitely think this family just needs a talking stick and a therapist and sit down and
Yeah,
hash all this stuff
I,
out.
I would love to know what the wife is fucking doing in all this because at the moment it sounds like there are three
Yeah,
teenagers living in that house and not one of them has a clue on how to be human.
yeah. Why, like, this really red flashing light for me, but my daughter was pretty upset with me for what I said to her, comma, and my wife too.
Yeah,
Possibly. You
yeah,
don't
you
know
don't
if your
know.
wife is upset? Why? Did she not tell you?
I really feel like this family is like either non-existent or nobody talks to anyone, and these
They're
kids have
just
been raising themselves.
extremely, yeah, they're extremely repressed or something, and they don't know how to communicate.
I think everyone sucks here. Like to
Yeah,
me,
I do. I actually disagree with
I
them that everyone's pretty, they're all bad.
yeah. Look, I think the father is the biggest asshole because he should be guiding his hormonally charged young people that he brought into this world,
Yeah.
and the wife should be somewhere in play in this story as well. But yeah, I definitely think both
Well, that
kids are a bit
it
sucky
either
too.
suggests that the wife is equally as big an asshole, or he's just so oblivious and clueless he doesn't know what what her involvement is. I can't tell it.
Honestly think this is a true story, and I think from the typos and everything, someone definitely typed it up. It's not
Yeah.
AI. But
No.
yeah, I this guy has his head so far up his backside, he doesn't know what's going on in his own house really, and he doesn't know how. Like, this is always fascinating to me. Like, men are supposed to be the heads of the household. He doesn't know how to be a head. This
There
guy,
is no leadership going on here.
he's basically watched a few rom-com sitcoms and thinks this is normal. you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, yep, everyone sucks here except maybe the wife, because we don't actually know if she is involved. He's just left her out of the dialogue. And
Except that
obviously,
she's
Lisa,
possibly upset.
yeah, she might
Who
possibly
knows?
be upset.
Who knows?
It sounds like she's maybe used to being disappointed in you, my dude. We have determined that everyone sucks here.
Judgment,
Judgment,
family of assholes.
family of assholes. Right, now we go to the last, not the asshole.
All right. Am I the asshole for not bringing my kids to see my ex-wife during my time with them? Okay, my ex-wife Lisa, 40 something female, and I, 40 something male, divorced last summer. We share two kids, 10 and 7. My wife currently has primary custody of them, and I get them 2 weekends a month. That's every other weekend, basically, with extra time during summer and holidays. I've been working very hard to change our custody agreement in order to get more time with the kids. But the main hurdle is that I live too far away from their school, so I'm looking to move closer, but that takes time. This past weekend, I had the kids and took them to visit my parents since they live on a lake. That sounds nice.
Hmm.
We spent Saturday morning on the boat fishing and tubing and having a blast. When we were back at the house getting ready for dinner, Lisa sent me a text asking if we could talk, so I gave her a call. She said that she was having a rough day and was feeling very emotional and alone. She asked if she could talk to the kids for a bit, and I agreed. After a few minutes, the kids gave me my phone back because Lisa wanted to talk more. She asked if I would be willing to bring the kids back to her for the rest of the weekend because she missed them and just wanted to be around them. I told her no because this was my time with them. I asked her what was going on because she usually doesn't contact me when I have the kids except to arrange drop-offs. She kind of tiptoed around a bit, but eventually said that she had a date that evening, but he ghosted her and she's feeling really emotional about it. It took every ounce of self control I have not to start laughing. Okay, that's a little bit jerky,
Yeah,
but
that.
fair
Yeah.
enough. She said that she already asked the kids about it and they said they were fine with it. I told her that that is some manipulative BS and that I'm not going to sacrifice my limited time with the kids just because she got stood up. I reminded her that she has the kids much more often than I do, and I am going to keep them every single second that our custody arrangement allows. I already have a really strong opinion about this, but I'll keep reading.
Okay.
She told me that I was being a jerk and that if the kids want to go back to her, then I should let them. I told her that the kids don't get to make that decision, and I will be keeping them until our agreed upon drop off on Monday, and ended the call. She sent a few texts later that night and during Sunday, basically calling me an asshole, but I never responded. I figured the tech might come in handy when I try to change the custody agreement. The kids and I spent a lot more time on the lake Sunday, and then I brought them back to Lisa on Monday. She made a comment about how much she missed them and how she wished she could have seen them sooner while giving me a weird look. I didn't respond because it's not worth the fight. Yes, that's true. I understand feeling emotional about being stood up, but none of that is my fault, and the way she went about it felt very underhanded and manipulative. I 1000% agree. And also, using your kids as your emotional support animals is
Yep,
not cool, lady.
yep. If you get stood up on a date that you arrange when it's your non-custodial time, surely you have friends that can come over and
Yeah,
have some wine
that's
and
what
cheese with you.
that was immediately my first thought is, do you not have any friends or any like adults in your life that you can commiserate with?
No,
Because yeah, that's shitty being ghosted for a date, and I can understand feeling emotional, but like another person whose whole identity is wrapped up in their kids and their kids are their emotional anchor and they have nothing else.
yeah,
And it doesn't seem like this guy deserved having his nice weekend on the lake with his kids to be cut short because of somebody else's drama. Like,
well,
he's totally justified.
it'd be one thing if say she got a phone call that her mother had died or something like that. That's when you want to hold your kids close, and it's not
That is a totally different
exactly.
situation to
But
I got stood
getting
up.
stood up on a date, that's ridiculous. Not to mention, let's try not to like sweep past the fact that there seems to be the makings of parental alienation going on here.
Yeah, I really feel like, I mean, I can't relate because I've never been in a situation where I've had to share custody with kids, but I feel like it's really important to respect the boundaries of the other parent and especially ones that are like legally set,
Yeah,
like
and
these
and
are
it,
legal agreements
and it
and
would be one thing if, for whatever reason, she wanted to come. Forget the fact that she'd been stood up, right? If she had depression or something and she just needed to hug her kids, and she talked to him and said, "Can they come home early? I'll give them to you next weekend instead," or something like that.
yeah,
And
if there
he
was some
said, "Look,
alternate arrangements or
yeah,"
something.
and like if he said, "Look, don't really want to, but if the kids are happy to call it short, then we could talk to the kids, and if they want to, then fine." But she talked to the kids before she talked to him to
Yeah.
ask him to bring them back.
She basically
Hmm.
was really manipulative, and she said that she already asked the kids about it, and they said they were fine with it.
Yeah,
Now, that is not like a,
yeah,
"Yes, I really wanna come home." It was more like a, "Well, my parent asked me to do this thing, and I guess
yeah.
that's okay."
They're
That's a
all,
totally different vibe to, "I
yeah.
wanna go home."
They're also they're also 10 and 7, and while yeah,
To go along with whatever path of least resistance,
yeah,
and like, I just and also it was her say so that they were
yeah.
fine with it.
Yeah,
What did they
there is
say
no
that?
way a 10 and a 7-year-old are gonna say, "I wanna leave this lake weekend with the tubing and the fishing and
Yeah,
everything."
and going out on the boat.
So, unless she has told them some sort of thing that has pulled at their guilt, or,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
especially since, like, unless the flip side of this is, unless he's an unreliable narrator and he's not actually the stand-up father he's trying to, and they
Yeah,
don't usually have fun with him and they don't really connect with him,
but
then
there's nothing in this story
th
that's
no.
really a red flag, so if he is lying, he's being really, really good about it. Like,
The only, like, sort of beigey flag I'm getting is that it took every ounce of self-control I have to not start laughing. Like, where did that come from? Like, I
there's obviously some beef there
there
already,
has to
so
be. I would have
there has to be.
expected, because when you read that out, I scanned back up to see, we divorced because she cheated or something like that that maybe I missed,
Yeah, I don't know,
and
but
there's
it's
nothing
definitely,
there. So,
yeah. That one sentence felt very mean-spirited, but there's nothing in that sentence that implies that it's not that anything is sus.
which is really, really, really weird, because if she did cheat or something, which would justify the, my initial impulse was to start laughing my ass off,
Yeah.
then that would be good context for hey, I'm sick of this shit and I don't want to do
Yeah.
anything nice and I don't want to meet her halfway. I want my kids. God
Yeah.
damn it. But there's nothing. And like either he's even better than I'm giving him credit for because he doesn't want to air her misbehavior, but he's quite happy saying that and calling out that there's manipulative bullshit and weird
Yeah.
looks and stuff. So I don't know. It feels like there's something a little bit more there. But
Yeah.
the fact that he's not playing into it, if he could be trusted and not like biting at the fishing comments she's made about like how she missed them and wish she could have seen them
Yeah, and
sooner.
he certainly could have started shit there if he
Yeah,
was really a petty asshole, but he didn't,
yeah.
according to
So
him anyway.
yeah, no, I agree with him. She's being underhanded and manipulative. These
Yeah.
kids are not her emotional sport animals.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big one for me. Like, why would he lie about the reason that she wanted the kids home? That doesn't seem like a thing that you would make up. And that to me makes her the bigger asshole. Like, and not because of him, but because of her kids. Like, she's
Yeah,
really
like
just putting too much, she's using her own children as a crutch, and she shouldn't do.
yeah, like realistically, 9 times out of 10, people come here. They just want people to confirm that they're right.
Yeah.
You know, the other part of the time, they're truly baffled, but they're going to end up using this. It's like, you'll see the updates. I showed my partner this. So if they're going to use this as a, see, I'm not out of line, don't be a dick. You
Yeah.
can't be making up something that's obviously wrong in there. You would have just
Yeah.
glazed over it instead. That, oh yeah, she said something had happened and it made her sad and she wanted the kids back. You just
Yeah.
gloss right over it. So yeah, I'm going to go with not the awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that one too. Definitely.
Excellent.
All right. Now that we have figured out everyone else's deal, I think I felt morally superior.
Am I the asshole for liking judging people on Reddit? I get a sick sense of glee.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, that was fun.
That was fun. That was definitely good.
Yeah.
If nothing else, like exercises like this one make me kind of at least feel like I'm not as, hopeless as I sometimes tell myself I
Well,
am.
look, it's also like I think we need some more we need some more of these and we need to get back onto the book reading and doing those because like if
Yeah.
most of our stuff lately has been too deep dive into our own brains and yeah, so a little bit of fatigue happening there, methinks.
Yeah.
So everyone at home knows there is no plan for us to turn into any reading Reddit type of channel. This was just a novelty episode.
No, that was the one off.
Oh, we may do it again. We can't promise it's a one-off, but it will
Okay.
not be a regular thing. Maybe like when we, totally fucking lose brain cells and can't think for ourselves and come up with the topic.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go find my slippers. Are we stopping there? My feet are cold.
Bye, Greer.